Nanaha, after so many years, is back. So many years, dude. We've been waiting for Nanaha to come back for years. The question is how will she come back? And it's been one rough journey. And just looking into the lore, how this series was created is bonkers. Absolute bonkers. And what I mean is that when you have this show that's pretty much a giant spinoff, and pretty much it came from a series, a light novel series that came in an OVA by Triangle Hearts. I believe it was the second or third installment of Triangle Hearts. It's a one-man music video. What happens if the little sister was just a natural girl? Someone saw that and said, okay, and history was made. So we had Magical Girl Lyrica Nanaha. And it started her journey as a third grader and went on to the point where now she is a mother. And then it gained a bunch of spin-offs, mangas, and even had other main characters within the show. Like, after season 2, we had Nanaha Strikers, and it had a new kind of main character, Subaru. And then we had one about Nanaha's daughter, Vivio. And then even that had its own spin-off, Vivid Strike, about a girl named Fuka, which has that very famous clip about that one girl beating up her bullies in white hair. If you know the clip, you know the clip. But anyways, the show even extended within the manga with Magical Girl Forces. And we were like, oh, this could be probably the darkest one they created so far, but it got canceled. Then there were the movies, Detention and Reflection, and it just kept going, man. And then it stopped. If you even go on Live Charts, what tells you what upcoming animes are happening, it's still saying that the Vivio sequel is still in production, but I don't think that's true. They just forgot to take it off the site. So that gave people a very glimmer of hopium, you would call it. Either way, it was just nuts. Just being a Nanaha fan, waiting years to see when she'll ever come back, until during the 20th anniversary, they announced a new series of it coming out called Nanaha X's Guns Blaze Vengeance. And it showed a character that wasn't Nanaha. And the thing about Nanaha is, in the future series, is that even though Nanaha is the main character, she's mostly the time not the focal point. It's always someone else's story. And Nanaha is just around because she becomes this legend, this powerful entity that, where she's just too much of a powerful character to be the main character, apparently. I don't believe so, but the creators believe that, so here we are. Here we are. Now, with all that being said, let's get into this show, Guns Blaze Vengeance. Guns Blaze Vengeance, the thing you interested about Nanaha, before I say anything, sorry, is that most of the shows, most of the times, they're not showing Earth. They're not on Earth. Nana don't show up on Earth when you're seeing her stories. In Strikers, in Vivio, and Vivid Strike, they're never on Earth. They're somewhere else. Because apparently humans colonize other planets throughout the galaxy and other dimensions as well. So yeah, in that world, people have conquered jumping through timelines and also jumping through different dimensions. A lot of people can do it if you have the fundings and the magical technology to do so. So just keep that in mind when you see the story here. So where this planet they're on, 30 years ago, a weird alien invasion happened where these mysterious creatures showed up and start to colonate within that planet. And it caused humans to adapt, to readapt into their society. And if you hunt these creatures, you get tons of award money. There's the mainland and there's the islands. The mainland is full of all the good rich people, you know how it is, the mainland is. Then you have the island, full of the poor people, those who are left to defend for themselves. So our main character lives on an island. Her name is Sheena. And Sheena is a monster hunter. She hunts the invaders. And she does it so she can collect money so that one day her and her sister, Sesuna, can live a good life on the mainland. Putting her into a proper school so she can live a normal life as she wishes for her to have. So she goes around collecting these things. I can see this being a video game. And how I see it being a video game is like she goes out there, she's hunting the environment, and she waves up her phone to look up at a creature, and the phone will tell her that all the data she needs on the creature. And then she goes, hunts the creature. And already I'm like, oh, this could be a video game if they wanted to on its own thing. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Sheena and her sister Setsuna, just two sisters living together. Not her blood-related sister, but during a tragic incident, she found her and took her in with her grandpa. The grandpa taught Sheena how to shoot and use all kinds of weaponry when it comes to firearms. And when grandpa died, she left to defend herself and her sister and became that hunter. So she gathers the money to pay for it. They seem to live in a very good life on the island. If you actually look at their house, it's really nice. But she wants a better life for her on the mainland for Setsuna. So as they're living their normal, peaceful lives, they get a secret stranger knocking at their door and attacks them. Turns out these creatures have evolved. There are creatures out there who can disguise themselves as humans and speak their language and starts attacking them. So, as they're running for their lives from being chased down by these mysterious things, it turns out the little one, Setsuna, is not human. She is one of these creatures too, but a very special kind. And they're called Diabobis. It's a weird name. It's Diabobi. And pretty much she decided to lose her memory and live herself a normal life with Sheena during that incident. But the creatures found her and now they're hunting her down to get stronger. So the higher intelligent Dobbies eat each other to get stronger. And when you eat them, you probably get their powers and abilities too. Because even after thinking they took down that one powerful Dobby who looked like a human, it came back and impaled both of them. But at the last second, the little sister, Setsuna, gave her powers to Sheena. And Sheena devoured her powers and became, in a way, a Diabobi, in a way. She's human on the outside, the Diabobi on the inside with the powers. Now she has these cool flames that she can use, and even use them through her guns as well, and she takes down the creature. With this, she decided to move to the mainland and start hunting creatures there for more money, seeing what else she can do, living on for the both of them. It gets lonely at sometimes, until one day a giant one shows up and is on her way to the camp, so she's trying to stop it. And then a mysterious stranger was looking in her tent, goes out of the tent and easily defeats the giant creature without even trying. And that's where finally Nanaha shows up at the last second of the episode. Yes, this episode was pretty much 15 minutes long. So it had enough time to explain the ground settings of the main character that we're mostly going to be following in this series. And that is Sheena. Sheena is just that girl who just want to make that bread, but now she don't have Setsuna there anymore. She don't know what to do. And I have a feeling that she will be the main focal point. Like I said before, Nanaha doesn't seem to be the main focal point when it comes to these shows anymore. She just shows up to help out in a very despairing situation. And this is the time where she is, I believe, 13 years old this time. So this is after the two movies, Reflection and Detention. Now, people ask us, what is the timeline of Nanaha? Some people don't know this. But there's actually two timelines of Nanaha, and it splits apart after Eyes. You know, there's season 1, and there's season 2 with Eyes. And if you follow the movies do things a bit differently, but you can still say they're the same. But after the second season, it splits. The original timeline we're all familiar with Strikers, Vivio, and Vivid Strike and stuff like that. That's the original timeline. And that's the one with all the time skips, like a lot of time skips. Whereas Nanaha, when she's in elementary school, then jumps to her being an adult, then jumps to her to being a mother, and so on and so forth. This one takes its time. It is season 1, season 2, in movie formation. And then it goes into the two other movies, Detention and Reflection. And then after that, it goes into this upcoming series. So the entire time they were neglecting the second timeline. So we're focusing on that, even though a lot of people wish in the manga situation they would focus on Nana Forces, which is the original timeline. Click like if you get what I'm saying here. But yes, this is what it's going to be. This is how it is. So they're focusing on the second timeline. Will they ever come back to the original timeline? I don't know. Probably not. But I'm just glad it's back. It's been years since we had some Nanaha and stuff. That means we're going to have a new Nanaha figurine when she's in her XC's uniform, which I can't wait for it to come out. And I'm sorry for figurines. But anyways, it's back. I'm happy. Like I said, this is the second show that I will be reviewing for this season. Will I be reviewing anything else besides this and Mushoku Tensei? I don't know. But either way, I'm excited for it to be back because I'm nice, chipper spirits. Oh man, it's good having both shows back. And also Tanya's back too, by the way. So there's that as well. So this summer of anime is just going to be freaking amazing. So anyways, that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, of course. Hit that bell icon. This has Madcrownxox, all anime. Signing out.